My name's Mark Banning. I work with Backroads Touring and I'm one of their specialised battlefield tour guides. We're really looking forward to welcoming you to roam the battlefields next year with us, to see where your loved ones fought, to see where your loved ones may well be honoured, and putting that pin in the map, that mental map that you've got to actually bring their history alive in the 21st century. This cemetery that we're at here now is Pheasant Wood Military Cemetery, and the headstones that you see around us are actually commemorating men who have been buried from 2010 after they were exhumed from their mass burial site where they were buried by the Germans after they'd been killed in 1916. Now what we'd like to do is just tell you a little story about a couple of the individuals in this cemetery, and it's very unfair sometimes to pick two men out of the 250 or so that are buried here, but these have a particular pertinence, I think. And if we look, we've got two young men here by the name of Wilson, Sam and Eric Wilson. They came from Western Australia. If you look, you can see that they are obviously brothers, and but quite a wide gap in their ages. We've got Eric here, who's just 20. His much older brother Sam, age 30. And these two men fought together. They were killed together, and they were actually found in the mass grave, buried next to each other. We've come down the road to the Australian Memorial Park here at Fromelles, and just behind me is this wonderful sculpture depicting Simon Fraser, who went out into no man's land after the battle to bring in wounded colleagues from the battlefield. And the story goes that as he brought back the very first wounded soldier, a voice from amidst the grass sort of came up in a slightly weak voice saying, "Hey, don't forget me, copper." And Fraser said, "Well, no, I won't." And he is in fact attributed in retrieving at least 12 wounded soldiers from the battlefield after this dreadful Australian attack here on the 19th and 20th of July 1916.
Hiya, I'm Andy Steele. I'm a Backroads tour guide specialising in tours of battlefields and France. This is a typical bus that we use, 16-seater, with plenty of space for all the people we need to carry around, but small enough to get down lanes and byways and small roads that big coaches can't get down. Air-conditioned ice box with very, very cold water, and plenty of light to see around. We're in the old Blighty tea room in La Boiselle. This is a wonderful place to have a break, refreshment, and around the outside you see that you have a wonderful display of artefacts that were recovered after the First World War. Shell cases, shells, sniper's shield, steel plate, shell cases, absolutely enormous shell cases. Most importantly of all for the Tommies at that time were these flagons here. These are earthenware jars marked SRD, were special rations department jars with a little stopper that contained rum, and it was the officers' discretion whether they had any rum at all. But on the 1st of July 1916 in the morning, before they went over the top, they had a slug of rum, no matter what age they were. We're coming out of the village, going up the hill. The British front line was to our right, and we are running almost parallel on top of the German front line. These chaps, whatever their nationality, it's particularly interesting for me to be able to do research on behalf of the family. So that, for instance, with Private Burgess, he died on that date. With reference to the battalion records, if they're available, then we should be able to find out where he died and the circumstances of his death. But the research personalises the visit so that the next of kin, the relatives of the individual, can come and not only visit the grave, but visit the site that he fought. And on some occasions I've been able to take people to within 50 yards or 100 yards of where their great-grandfather or grandfather served.